Imagine your heart racing and pounding. You can't breathe, your chest hurts, you're sick to your stomach, and you're terrified. But why? You're just sitting on your couch watching a TV show. There's nothing to be afraid of. As college students, we all know the feeling of stress and anxiety, especially around exams. But this isn't the first time this has happened with no cause. Actually, this is the third time this week, and it's only Tuesday. Every time it's been getting worse and worse, and you're starting to worry that there's something seriously wrong with you. You go to the doctor and they tell you that there's nothing wrong, but this all can't be in your head, can it? After a while, with the symptoms getting worse and worse, it gets to the point that you're feeling like you're always having a heart attack. But the doctor said there's nothing wrong, so maybe you're going crazy. That's how I felt before I was diagnosed this last summer. Don't worry, you aren't crazy. You're probably one of the many people with anxiety and panic disorder. Anyone can be affected by anxiety and panic disorder, but it helps tremendously to know what it is and how to control it. But before you can learn how to control it, you need to know exactly what it is. WebMD says that generalized anxiety disorder, or GAD, is characterized by excessive, exaggerated anxiety and worry about everyday life events with no obvious reasons for worry. The worry is often unrealistic and disproportionate to the event. You always expect bad things to happen, and you become a hypochondriac, thinking that every cold or stuffy nose is a life-threatening illness. You start having trouble going to school and work, and your relationships suffer because you don't want to leave the house, afraid that any little thing will set you off and you can't stand that feeling anymore. GAD can lead to physical symptoms that were probably the reason that you made your way to the doctor and were diagnosed with anxiety disorder to begin with. About.com's Panic Disorder Guide says that the main difference between normal beneficial anxiety and problematic anxiety is the source and intensity of the attack and its effect on daily life. Problem anxiety is chronic and irrational, resulting in memory problems, avoidance of certain things, and incessant worry. Actually, I can tell you from first-hand experience that I couldn't stand to go on campus to my classes because I had an irrational fear that everyone was laughing at me because they knew I was struggling in one of my classes. Nobody knew. Nobody knew I was struggling. It was irrational. I felt like I was having a heart attack every morning getting ready for school, and the panic attack would last all day. That was unreasonable fear caused by my anxiety. Anxiety and panic disorder can be caused by a number of factors, like moving out of your parents' house, college, work, poor self-image, traumatic experiences, and death of a loved one. You work around all these things and think they aren't really bothering you. But all that buildup of stress and emotion, paired with your attempts to handle it, puts serious stress on your mind and body, resulting in physical symptoms. Now that we know what anxiety and panic disorder is, we can pinpoint the symptoms and other signs that tell you are having a panic attack. The list of symptoms of a panic attack is extensive and seems closely related to heart failure symptoms, which is probably why doctors immediately run a bunch of heart tests on you when you start telling them your symptoms. HelpGuide.org lists the symptoms as shortness of breath, racing heart, chest pain, shaking, feeling of choking, feeling detached from your surroundings, sweating, nausea, dizziness, numbness, hot flashes, fear of dying, fear of losing control, and fear of going crazy. If you're listening to this and can check off a lot of those symptoms for yourself, you should probably go to the doctor. Plus side, though, most regular physicians can diagnose anxiety now without having to send you to a psychiatrist. The situations you are in can also bring on a panic attack that is fully equipped with all of those symptoms. You are at higher risk for anxiety and panic disorder if you are in college, female, or have work. Excessive caffeine consumption can result in a panic attack. Stressful conversations with someone, or if you're around someone you don't really like, can also result in a panic attack. So can the mood you're in. If you're depressed or angry, you're at higher risk for having a panic attack, only making your mood worse. Panic attacks are frightening and make you feel helpless, but there are some things you can do to help with short-term and long-term panic disorder. As soon as you start to notice the onset of symptoms of a panic attack, it's time to start trying to take control. First, you have to realize this can't hurt you. You may feel like you're dying because your heart is pounding and your chest hurts, and you can't breathe, but you aren't. This cannot kill you, and you have to realize that before any steps can be made to control it. Getting mad at it helps. You feel your heart racing and pounding, and you don't think it can take any more. So do vigorous workouts. It'll distract you from it, and it'll show you that it can't kill you. Meditation helps too. So sit down, relax each one of your muscles individually, breathing deeply and calming down. Try not to think about anything else but the way you're breathing. You'll be surprised to notice that you already feel better. Everyday Health says that you need to think positive thoughts. Remind yourself that you're in control and this is your body. You can't let it control you. If you're fighting with someone or someone is upsetting you, don't be afraid to walk away or tell them what's up. Stick up for yourself. It does a world of good. Get rid of some daily stresses wherever possible. And stop trying to be a superhero. Odds are you're trying to put way too much on yourself. Remember, panic and anxiety disorder and attacks can happen anywhere, so it's best to always be prepared and aware of the situation. So hopefully, you learned that if you have anxiety or panic disorder, you're not crazy and you're not the only one. We've learned that what anxiety and panic disorder is and that it cannot hurt you. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it can be controlled and eventually overcome. Remember, it's your body and mind, and you must take care of it and control of it. Thank you. I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions, please post them to the discussion board, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.